Multilingual representations. Multilingualism can be defined as the ability to speak several languages with similar or equal fluency. Here we will look at two cases: a woman fluent in Hebrew with Spanish being her native language, and a man whose native language is Russian and is somewhat poor in speaking Hebrew. There are two hypotheses regarding how we store multiple language systems in our mind. Linguistic representations are based on a set of common cognitive and neural substrates with extra processing to control different languages. Language-specific linguistic representations are housed in separate brain regions and can be selectively impaired or activated. In a study conducted in 1979, a man and woman were observed pre- and post-stroke. Pre-stroke, the woman was a native Spanish speaker and fluent in Hebrew. Post-stroke, she suffered from non-fluent aphasia in Spanish and fluent aphasia in Hebrew. Before his stroke, the man was fluent in his native language Russian, but could only speak Hebrew at an intermediate level. Post-stroke, the man could still speak and understand Russian, but no Hebrew. The study supports the idea that languages are housed in two separate regions and can be selectively impaired. In a study conducted in 2002, researchers used direct stimulation and MRI techniques to determine if different languages are housed in separate or common brain regions. Results of this study showed that there are common locations in the brain for processing different languages. Do bilinguals store languages in common or separate brain regions? The answer is the same. There is no evidence of different patterns of brain activity across languages in speakers with native fluency in one or more languages. There are always multiple viewpoints to every story. In this case, it is the belief that multiple languages are stored in different or common brain regions. So, how can we reconcile these conflicting arguments? If multiple languages are stored in common areas of the brain, it is to no surprise that the speaker must be able to control which language is being spoken at a given time. This is called cognitive control. Cognitive control requires interference suppression, ignoring distractions, and response inhibition, executing dispreferred responses. Bilingualism requires cognitive control in order to constantly navigate multiple languages. The light switch theory claims that turning off a language predicts that words from another language should not interfere with comprehension. This is not true. We cannot simply turn off a language. The whack-a-mole theory claims that words from another language must be actively inhibited, which may interfere with comprehension. Since we cannot simply turn off a language, multilinguals must use the whack-a-mole theory in order to inhibit the use of words from a different language. Individuals who speak more than one language must use cognitive control in order to make sure they are using the right language in a specific situation.